Hey, this is your girl Jewel Taker from the Jewel Taker Show on Impact Network every single Saturday. Or you can check me out, The Tankers, on Prime Amazon with my family and I. Or check out me and my sisters on Chatter Talk Show on Fox. So me and Dr. Dee Dee Freeman, Real Talk Kim, Monique Eilert Mosley, and Holly Carter. And you're listening to Rudy Radio.
The views and opinions expressed during this program are entirely those of the show's hosts and do not necessarily reflect those of Rude Rangers Entertainment, its investors, management, advertisers, or staff. Don't sue us, y'all. We don't have any money.
Rudy Radio presents He Said, She Said, powered by Rude Rangers Entertainment. I'm Noel Epps from Not Just Sports by Noel Epps, and she is Yvonne, the Motivator Man, from her show, Determined Women of Destiny, and Dear Daughter. This show explores all types of topics from the male and female perspective. We are going to make you laugh. We may even make you cry. And most of all, we will make you think. So do us a favor. Please like and share this episode with all your friends and family on all social media platforms. We encourage you to be a part of the conversation. So please comment in the chat section below when ready. Good evening, Mrs. Mann. How are you?
Good evening, and it's Miss Man, not Mrs. Because remember, I'm living the single life.
I never get that right. This is Miss. I never get it right.
Yes, honey, I'm living the single life. I'm doing good. I'm doing real good. How are you?
I'm blessed and highly favored. I'm stressed. I got this event coming. I got my mom. I'm just so stressed out, you know?
Okay, listen.
So this is the 1 hour escape.
Okay, this is what you got to do. You got to woosah. You got to breathe in.
Yeah.
And breathe out.
Yeah. I need.
If you're
right.
Thinking, breathe out by yourself.
Oh no. My brother ain't gonna be stinking. I ain't gonna be sitting in nobody's face with this COVID and everything else. Now we got Delta.
Oh.
Yeah, I ain't gonna be sitting in nobody's face breathing. That's not what I do.
To give the people a little update, we just don't have Delta. The Delta variant is now mutating and becoming fractionated, which means like if you take a diamond and you cut it in half, that's your mutation. But if you take the diamond and you smash it, it turns to diamond dust. That's it going all over the place, and that's what's happening. So, folks,
all right.
Put your mask on. Could you put your mask on?
Yeah, put your mask on, people.
Put your mask back on.
But we got a topic today. You
and
ready?
what is it?
You ready?
Yes, what is it?
The 5 signs or reasons. 5 signs or reasons you should quit your job before they fire you.
Okay, so what we giving them is preventative information.
Yeah. Let's not botch up this resume here.
Okay.
Let's prevent botching up this resume.
Let's prevent being out of work too long.
So where do you want to start, or you want me to start?
Yeah. Okay. Number 5, a sign to know that your demise is imminent. When you walk into your office and you can't get into your computer, your demise is imminent.
Oh, so know the signs.
That's right.
Know the signs. Okay.
Know the signs. And then when you have to ask your supervisor, is something wrong with my computer? Is there something wrong with the terminal? And it takes them half a day to get back to you. You spend the other half of the day getting your resume together.
Know the signs that your demise is coming.
Because at 5 o'clock, they gonna call you in that office, and at 5:30, somebody gonna hand you a little box.
Yeah, because they gonna get this last day of work out.
Always.
We're gonna get this last day of workout.
Oh yeah.
So let's do a top 5 within the top 5 again.
You always like to split it up.
Yes. What are the 5 signs that your demise is coming?
Your demise is coming.
You did one. You said your computer. You can't log onto your computer. That's fine.
Right. That computer is locked.
Your computer. You can't log into your computer. Okay.
Oh,
Give
but
me
let me
another
tell you
one.
this. Let me tell you this though. If you really want to piss them off, look and see if they remove the wire from your PC that goes to your tower, and just go take another one from someone else and just start working.
So now you talk with them. But give me another. Here's another one. Here's number 4.
Okay.
You can't log onto your computer, but the IT guy. You found out you can't log onto your computer at 9. The IT guy don't get there to 12. Oh yeah.
No.
They don't need your work. Whatever you was doing, they don't need it.
Yeah,
It
that's why I
took 4
said.
hours to get to your computer.
That's why I said take a half a day for them to act like they're gonna correct it. Yeah, you better spend the other. You better spend from 12 or 1 to 5 stamping your resume. At 5 o'clock, they pulling you in that office, and at 5:30, Human Resources is going to hand you a box that has all of your personal belongings in it, and you're going to be escorted out of the building.
What is another reason? What is another reason that you know your demise is coming? Give me another one. I got another one.
Go ahead.
Security don't walk by your door 5, 6, 7, 8 times.
No.
Security ain't never patrolled by your door. All of a sudden, you get 6, 7 visits for security.
Okay. This guy is out of control. He is out of control. So your computer not being accessible and security walking back and forth, in front of your desk.
Yeah.
Clear cut sign. Can you please get your resume together? If y'all need help, I'll help you with your resume.
Get your resume together.
I'll help you because at 5:30, your buddy.
And they know you volatile.
Well, you know what? Sometimes they don't know until they call you in that office at 5 o'clock. And then they bring you that little box at 5:30 and you slap the box out of the human resource person's head. And then they're like, oh my God, what's going on? What's going on is that I worked overtime. I worked my lunchtime, and all of a sudden now you talking about I'm not living up to my full potential. Well, when did I live up to my full potential? When I was working 2 hours after work, when I was coming in an hour early. You tell me. And see, now
I got another one.
Give it to me.
You done came back from lunch half hour late, and ain't nobody said a word to you.
That's because you've been coming back a half hour late on a regular, and they've been watching you, and you've been warned. And you see, let me bring y'all together. If you have never been a supervisor, y'all don't know. And Noel is a supervisor, so he can attest to this.
I just had somebody resign on me, so that was another thing. But go ahead.
When you are brought into the office and they tell you that this is a verbal warning, don't even wait. Get your resume together and look for another job, because they have already talked about your termination before you get a verbal.
Oh yeah, that's a fact.
So I just want to let y'all know this. Oh, they just gave me a verbal warning. No, they just let you know you will be fired.
Somebody in that conversation wanted your behind gone.
Everybody.
But also, somebody said, hey, let's give them a warning first.
No, it's not that they said it, they have to. Even though New York...
Like I said, somebody said, somebody bad. They don't give a damn about giving you a warning. They want your ass out. Okay, now,
somebody said we have to follow.
Yes, we have to follow
rules and
protocol.
regulations. We have to follow protocol and policy, and we have to give them a verbal notice.
Yes.
Then you get a written notice. Then you get a written notice, and then they walk you out.
Yeah.
When they sit you down and give you a verbal, they already have the dates when they're going to give you your next 2 to 3 verbals. So that you can't come back and say, I know New York is at will, but policy and procedure says, and they didn't follow it.
The number one sign that your demise is coming is you don't receive how many verbal warnings? 2?
Well, it could be 2 to 3. It's usually it's a verbal warning, then 2 to 3 written warnings. You only get 1 verbal. Mm-hmm.
Receive. Okay. I gotta write all this down now because I gotta repeat all of it.
I know you do. And guess what?
You don't receive 2, 3 warnings. I guess we don't got a warning that we gotta take our behind the break.
Hey, good people. It's Yvonne, the motivated man from Determined Women of Destiny. You are listening to Houston. My co-host is Noel from Not Just Sports by Noel Epps. And if you're just tuning in, you're probably wondering what is going on with us. This topic got us howling. True. We're talking about the top 5 things that alert you to knowing you're getting fired.
Well, no. The top 5 signs and reasons you should quit your job before they fire you.
Before they fire you, okay.
Yes.
All right, say it right. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I was so busy laughing, I should have just gave it back to Noel.
That's okay. Number 5.
Oh, Lord.
Number 5. Know the signs that your demise is coming. So with this one, we did a top 5 within the top 5. Here are the 5 signs that your demise is coming. You walk in with your coffee, your croissant, you sit at your desk, you log onto your computer, and hold up. It don't come on. You know you got the password written in your desk, and you're typing slowly, and still your computer won't come on.
No, you can't even turn it on.
Oh, that's a hint. Your demise is coming. That's number 5. Number 4.
Oh,
now you don't call the IT guy. You called at 9:30. You just trying to figure out how to get this computer. You call the IT guy. He don't show up to do. Oh, your work don't matter. Your work don't matter. Your demise is coming.
At 5 p.m.
At 5 p.m., your demise is coming.
Your day is
Because
gone.
you know they're going to get that full day workout you now. Your demise is coming. Number 3, security done took 6-7 trips by your office.
They
They
laughing.
done patrolled your office 6-7. They never come there.
They
Now they
laughing.
done
They laughing past your desk. They are getting their workout on you.
they get their steps in.
All 10,000 steps is past your desk all day.
By your desk.
That's right. All
Number 2.
security guards. Wait a minute, not just one of them. Every last security.
Yeah, they taking breaks and taking turns to walk by your office.
Your desk.
Number 2, you done went to lunch, came back a half hour late. Ain't nobody said a word to you. Yes, your demise is coming.
Because you've been coming back from lunch late on a regular. They done talk to you about it over and over again.
Yes.
Acting like it's not important, and they're acting like it's not important to continue to pay you.
Yes, and people understand this. As a supervisor, yes, I am a supervisor. We know what's going on. We see you. Don't think you getting in a half hour late for lunch and then nobody sees you. We see you. Be clear on this.
And let me tell you something, them brown noses, we don't even ask for them brown noses.
No,
We
we
got
sure
brown noses that come up and say, oh,
that is a
that
whole
Yvonne came
fact.
back from lunch again late. You know,
That is a girl.
I was
Talk
just,
about it, sister.
I was
Talk
just
about it.
saying this because, you know, I had to take her paperwork over to Donald because he needed it at 12:30 and she was supposed to be back. That's the
You ain't
only.
never lied.
That's the only reason why I'm saying something. That's it, because I had to take.
We
her-
ain't never asked for a brown nose.
Ain't
They
never.
just willingly come give that
Ain't
information.
ain't never. And you know what's funny? Once a brown noser, always a brown noser. I've been years away from the job where I had a brown noser. This heifer done wrote me an email at my new job talking about, oh, Miss Mann, I hope you're fine. Do you remember me? Well, I spoke to so-and-so, and they wouldn't give me your information. You still brown nosing. Get out of here.
Number one, you don't receive 2-4 written and verbal warnings. Yeah, 2 to 4 written and verbal warnings, your demise is coming.
No, all you receive is one verbal warning, and your demise is done. You will never come back from a verbal warning. They have already discussed in them closed corners. They've already discussed we're going to terminate her or him. They're not living up to the full potential that we thought. So what we're going to do is we're going to make the supervisor be the grunt man and give them a verbal warning.
Yep.
That's it.
Number 4. We gotta hurry up and get to number 4. The 5 signs or reasons you should quit your job before they fire you. Number 4. You ran out of sick days. Oh, you ran out of vacation time.
Oh God.
But you still taking days off. And guess what? They said a word to you.
No, and they don't have a problem not paying you for it because that's in the handbook.
Yeah.
That
And
you
they
can-
save the money as far as they're concerned.
Right. Though if you don't have time, it has to be approved first, and then you don't get paid for it. See, a lot of y'all, what y'all don't do, I'm gonna give you another tip as a supervisor. Can you read your policy and procedure handbook? It's given to you for a reason. Now, I used to never read mine either, but I was at a job one time, and thank God for older women that are supervisors that like you. And rest in peace, Leona Taylor. And I came to the job and I asked her the question like a month later. She said, "Did you read your policy and procedures handbook?" I said, "No, nobody reads it." She said, "Get your tail back in there and read that book and don't come out of your cubicle until you do." And I read it. I said, "Why?" It was boring. I fell asleep. She said, "So you can know what's plotted against you at any time." That book gives you the details of what they can do. It doesn't tell you what you need to do. It gives you the details of what they can do. And you need to know what they can do to you.
That's a fact. That's a whole fact. That's a whole fact. But here you are taking off days taking all vacation time, and you think the boss don't know. I'm telling you, they know. You know why they know? It's their job to know. They got to report to somebody else. They got to report to why you ain't sitting at your desk. They have to report why the work didn't get done. Oh, they have, and they're going to have a scapegoat. Oh, the supervisor going to have a scapegoat.
And it's
I work
always
shorthanded. I work shorthanded because JoJo wasn't here today.
Mhm.
Oh, he going to have a scapegoat, and you going to be it. So don't you think for 1 second that you think, oh, I got no more sick time, they ain't going to notice. Oh, I ain't got no more vacation time, they ain't going to notice.
Absolutely.
Don't do that, people.
Don't you know that at the end of every year, a supervisor has to give a detailed summary of time left? And at most jobs, you only have so much time you can commute over, and it's usually a week. If you have more than that, even before the end of the year comes, your supervisor is checking that. So to tell you, hey, listen, you can't carry over 3 weeks. You can only carry over 2 weeks. You better start taking either that whole week or take some days off, because I don't want you to lose that time when you're not paying for it.
I got to explain today
Mm-hmm.
why somebody resigned. And you know what his resignation, why he resigned?
Bye.
Because this job made me recognize that I'm old.
Well, that's not a bad reason.
It's not a bad reason, and I
How
understand it. I
How,
understand this, but I'm thinking from the perspective of me.
how old is
It just makes my job harder.
Right, but how old is he?
He's I would say upper 40s, close
Yeah.
to 50.
But what he's saying is not that this job made me realize I'm old. This job made me to realize that I'm 40 and I'm not doing what I should do. I'm not working in my passionate state. I'm going to quit, and I'm going to get a position or even open up a business where I can do what I'm supposed to do. And guess
No, he
what?
has another job, and he's suffering during the day. He says, I understand. The job can be a little vigorous. I understand. But, it just makes my job hard. I'm being selfish right now.
Your paperwork. Well, at least they didn't quit and say, because you's a stinking crack, and I hate your ding.
But bigger than that, at least he had the cojones to call and say, listen, I'm resigning. I can't stand the people
He called
who
you?
just... Oh, he called me.
You're supposed to give a resignation letter.
No. He called me. I'll take the call. I'll do that, and I'll put in an email that so and so resigned. I will do that. You don't have to give me a letter. I don't need all that paperwork. But at least,
what his personnel file needs it.
okay, I'm going to put in the email, and they're going to take my email and put it in his file. Because listen to me.
You lazy.
You call it what you want. And what I don't understand is people who quit or resign and just think, hey, I'm just going to walk away. And unfortunately, my job is not that type of job. You got to tell somebody that you're resigning because you got to hand over that ID. You can't just walk away. You got to hand over that ID or you got to pay for it.
You want to hear something funny? I planned my departure one time, and I knew that Friday I was leaving. I made sure all my mileage was calculated, and I made sure all of my appointments were scheduled with all of the case managers, all the social workers and the therapists. My books was clean. I had my badge in my top drawer. I had my mileage in the top drawer. I left a note. I made copies of this, so don't try to take my money from me. Everything they needed was in that top drawer. That Friday night when I went home, and they said, good night. Yvonne, you working late? Because I made sure everything was in place. I called Sunday night at 7 p.m. Hi, this is Yvonne. Yes, I will not be in. I'm resigning my position and my badge is in the top right hand.
Everything's in the top drawer.
Along with my mileage that I have copies of, so you cannot short me of any money. All of my appointments are set up. If you can send me my mileage and my last check, I would be so happy. And I'm going to be doing this break.
But I'm not even mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
Listen, I ain't mad either. They was.
But we got to be unmad.
And be
and take our behinds to break.
And go to break.
Round 3.
Hey. Welcome back to He Said, She Said. I'm Noel Epps from Not Just Sports by Noel Epps. And let me tell you, I added another little element to Not Just Sports by Noel Epps. I'm adding a women's perspective.
Okay.
And yes. So I'm going to add Hilda Robinson. So shout out to Hilda Robinson. She's going to give a half hour on my show, but she's going to give a woman's perspective on certain topics. And not all of them have to do with sports. Last week she did Simone Biles, and she was a hit. She was a hit with the Simone Biles thing. So I'm going to bring her back and give her a little segment every half hour on Not Just Sports. So look out for Hilda Robinson. But we also have our co-host, Yvonne, the Motivator Man.
Hey.
And tell them about your show.
Well, Dear Daughter is right after this show at 8 o'clock, and it is common topics discussed in an uncommon way. I talk about everything that we as women have to face and give you some tips how to make it through, navigate this thing called life as a woman as we know today. And Dear Daughter showcases women entrepreneurs, but my fourth season is going to be a little bit different too. Not just women entrepreneurs, but women that are making ordinary look extraordinary. So you keep your eye out for both of those shows, Determined Women of Destiny and Dear Daughter.
All right. Well, today we're discussing the top 5 signs or reasons you should quit your job before they fire you. Number 5, know the signs of your demise. Okay? And here are the top 5 signs of your demise. Number 5, you can't log into your computer. It's 9 a.m., you ready to work, you can't log into that computer. Oh, your demise is coming. Oh, now you can't log into your computer. You don't call the IT guy. The IT guy don't show up to noon. Oh, you don't need that work. Your demise is coming. Number 3, security has taken 6, 7 tours. Like Yvonne said earlier, they taking turns, so they taking tours by your office. Oh, they know you act a fool. They are ready for you. Your demise is coming. Number 2, you came from lunch a whole half hour late. Yes, you got an hour lunch. You done came a whole half hour late. Ain't nobody said a word to you. Yes, your demise is coming. And number 1, you done received 2 verbal warnings. 4 written, 1 verbal, 2 written, Oh, your behind is out this door real soon. Okay? And number 4, you ran out of sick days. You ran out of vacation days. But you still taking these days. And guess what? The boss ain't said a word to you. Yo, listen, you better help me quit this job because they're about to fire you. Number 3, what you got?
Okay, number 3. In the staff meeting, they're talking about your lack of performance. They say everything that points
In front of everybody?
without saying your name.
Wait, is this in front of everybody?
In front of the department. It's just your department. It ain't the whole place. It's just your department, about 20 to 25 people. And you know they talking about you because they're taking specific things that let you know they're talking about your lack of performance, and they're using it as an example of what not to do. You out of there.
Oh, man. And they don't say your name.
No, they won't say your name.
This is what they do. It's slick. They don't say your name. They say the accounts that are under you. You know, like they're saying ShopRite. And the other 20 people look around, I ain't got ShopRite as an account. Who else got ShopRite? Who has ShopRite as an account?
Now that's one way. And the way I've always seen it done is like oh well, you know, when doing outreach and we're going out to Shirley, you know, there's a certain place for us to go, but that place has not had anybody there as of late because I myself, as the territory manager, there at the time it was specified, and I waited in my car and no one showed up.
Ooh,
and that's
a bad one.
And that's your territory.
Oh, that's a bad one.
Yeah, that's your territory.
That's a bad one. You mean the boss man showed up to where you're supposed to be, to your site, and you ain't there?
And you know what's funny? When they give you your verbal warning, let's go back to that. That was already discussed. They knew it.
Oh, yeah.
They knew
it's like
it.
the FBI.
Oh, yeah.
When the FBI come knocking on your door or IRS come knocking on your door, they already have the answers.
That's why I always tell my staff, I'll always have your back until my back's up against the wall. If my back is up against the wall, your butt is out the door.
You know that's
Don't
right.
let my back be up against the wall because I can't stand up for you as a supervisor. If you give me a reason to stand up for you, I will fight for you. But if you give me a reason to fold my hands, I will watch them whistle your tail right out that door because you deserve to be. You deserve to be.
What employees need to realize too, because everybody talks about being real, being a gangster and all this other nonsense.
Yeah, okay.
The realest thing, the most gangster thing is self-perseverance. Don't ever get it twisted. Like you said, the second that I have a problem, oh yeah, you're going to have a problem.
That's right. Because I'm not going to lose my job trying to protect you. But
Right.
if you put me in a position where I can fight for you, you better believe I'm going in there 2 fists and my feet, and I'm gonna fight for you. I really am, because you're doing what's right.
Right.
But if not, you know, we out. We
I recently had that situation where I kind of put my job on the line for my employees because what was being done wasn't right. And I knew it wasn't right. And guess what? The people who were pushing me to do something, they knew it wasn't right. But if, like you said, if you are doing what you're supposed to do, I'm willing to go to bat.
Somebody can stand up for you. Most
I'm willing to stand up for you. But you gotta make sure that you're doing the right thing by me. Meaning, do your job. Show up on time. Show up, period.
And one of my listeners, she'll know that I'm talking about her. She was getting married. And she was very happy about it. She kept talking about it. Supervisor came back and said, "Oh my God, you would think she's a kid." I don't care. So what? She's in her 40s. She's happy she's getting married. She saved up her time. She put in for 2 weeks for her honeymoon. I gave it to her. Our program manager said, you gave her 2 weeks for her honeymoon? No, you're going to have to tell her she can't take 2 weeks. I said, I tell you this, you'll have to tell her that. I won't tell someone who put in a month ago that they can't take the time they've worked all year for.
You know who the worst supervisors are? The worst supervisors are people who forgot they were employees. The people who forgot they were once employees are the absolute worst supervisors.
Well,
because you can't be so far onto the bottom line that you forget being a human being. That girl get married. That girl getting married.
Right. So you're not excited. You don't have to be, but you cannot steal her joy because you don't think she should be that exuberant about it. Listen, the worst thing that can ever happen is when a peasant becomes the king. And that's what happens. They choose somebody from the peasants and make them a supervisor, and they walk around with their feathers plumed, and they forget just last week you were getting minimum wage too.
Don't forget where you came from.
Yeah.
Don't forget where you came from.
And that same sledgehammer can come down on you because you have a...
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. So those are the worst supervisors. And then the worst employees are those people who you take care of. Wink, wink. You take care of them. Okay, they take their little 10, 15-minute longer break. No, you don't say nothing. You sit there, you keep with them. And then they turn around and then they want to take a whole day off on a day that they know you shorthanded or something like that. Those people are the absolute worst. But you know what I do? When I see them, I remind them.
That's why you
cut it out.
See how you start out? I sound like my mother. How you start out with something is how you're going to end up with it, baby. And it's true. When I had my first supervision job, my sister told me, she said, you can never let your hair down. You can never let your hair down. You no longer can go to lunch. And all the stuff that you used to do with them, you can never let them see you do it again. Because
that's sad, but it's true.
It's true. Because you're in another position. And they're
it's sad, but it's true.
But they're not going to expect your position if you're acting like, okay, I'm one of you. And not saying I'm not one of you, but unfortunately, when you become supervisor, you become one of them. You can be a better one of them. You don't have to be an icky supervisor, but you're one of them. So, you can't be hanging out. You can't hang out no more.
It's sad, but it's true. Because I try to be a good guy. I try to be down to earth. I don't want to be one of those guys pulling rank. Just do your job. Just do your job. You'll never have a problem for me. Because, I could go from 0 to 60 real quick. Just do your job. Just do your job. It's the most difficult balance. Difficult balance, especially when you were once an employee and you're familiar with everybody and you've always had fun with everybody and whatever. And now you're their boss. So you really sometimes you have to have these conversations when you pull people to the side and say, listen, okay, I'm still Noel, but now I'm Noel with some responsibility. So I expect not to have problems from you because you're my friend. And unfortunately, when they say familiarity brings contempt.
Absolutely. It breeds contempt.
It breeds contempt.
And it's nice that you had that conversation. I never had the conversation.
No, I had the conversation.
I put it in action in such a way that you knew, and in such a way you can still respect me, because having that conversation, see, with guys and women is different, because guys are problem solvers. So you solve the problem and another guy will say, yeah, man, you solved the problem. For women, what? Think you are that? So with women, since they're emotional, you just have to let them know this is what's happening now, and you got to deal with it. And
right, because
rise to the occasion.
I hate to say this, but you're right, because every time I've had that particular issue, it's been with a woman.
Yeah, and I hate to say it, some of the worst supervisors in the world not only are women, but women of color.
I wouldn't go that.
I didn't say all. I said some of the worst.
Yeah.
I'm just talking from my experience. But you see, you come into work with a man, I don't care if he cut his arm off last night. Let's get to work. It's all about work.
That's true.
This happened to stomp her toe 3 weeks ago when she still got an attitude she put on you.
That's true of older men. These young boys, I had a kid tell me the other day that this is his third day at work. Third day. Okay. He took the day off.
Well, you told him when he started he had days off.
He took the day off because his mama got the COVID shot. Not because he got the COVID shot. Because his mama got the COVID shot. I looked at that foolishness. I said, okay.
Okay, on that, we're going to have to go to break. I got to wrap my head around that one.
Yeah.
I need a minute to understand the rationale.
His mama needed him because her arm was sore. Let's go to break.
Please.
My brain's about to be sore.
Listen.
Hey, this is your girl, Jewel Tanker from the Jewel Tanker Show on Impact Network every single Saturday. Or you can check me out, The Tankers, on Prime Amazon with my family and I. Or check out me and my sisters on Chatter Talk Show on Fox. So me and Dr. Dee Freeman, Real Talk Kim, Monique Eilert Mosley, and Holly Carter. And you're listening to Rudy Radio.
Round 4.
Hey. Welcome to He Said, She Said. Me, Noel Epps, Not Just Sports by Noel Epps. My co-host, Yvonne the Motivator Man from Determined Women of Destiny and Dear Daughter. Listen, we got to do a outtake or something. because we during the commercials, we could curse. Y'all can't hear that foolishness. We can tell stories.
Yes.
We can name names. Now, the outtakes, we probably have to bleep them out, but whatever. But the outtakes be funny as hell.
Oh my goodness. The bloopers are everything, y'all. If you can see Noel's face sometimes, either when I say something totally ridiculous or something that he just wants to like come through and choke me, he sits up and looks closer to the camera like it's going to make a difference.
But today, we are discussing the 5 signs or reasons you should quit your job before they fire you. Number 5. Number 5. Know the signs that your demise is coming. You can't log into your computer. Demise number 1. The IT guy, you called him. He done took too long to get to you. Demise number 2. Security has walked by your desk 6-7 times. They on a full tour by your desk. Demise number 3. 2, you came from lunch a whole half hour late, and your boss, and you walked right by your boss. He ain't said a word. Oh yeah, demise number 4. And number 1, you done received a verbal. Oh, you done received 2 writtens. Oh yes. Pack your stuff up. Start working on that resume, because your demise is coming. Number 4, you ran out of sick days. You ran out of vacation time. And you still taking days off. Oh yeah. And your boss ain't called you on it? Oh yeah. Get your one of those days off, get your resume ready. Number 3, in the meeting, this is a good one. In the meeting, they talking about your lack of performance in front of everybody. They may not be calling your name, but I'll be damned if they ain't calling out all your accounts. Oh yeah. All the sites you're supposed to be at. Oh yeah. They are talking about you and you know it. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one, Yvonne. I can't even lie. Number 2, and this is a very, very infamous one. Number 2, You got a promotion, you got a title, and you got no pay bump. Oh yeah. It's time to go. It's time to go. They done called you a whole manager of something. Okay. And here you are still making $20 an hour. Oh yeah. It's time to G up.
And you got a staff of 20.
You got a staff of 20 people. You getting paid $1 per person. Listen, you've got to go.
Mm-hmm.
You got more responsibility and no money.
And then they add on weekends, and that's mandatory. And then they tell you, oh, but you got comp time. So during the week, when you try to use your comp time, oh, unfortunately, you can't take comp time today because your staff person needs you to go with them on this meeting, or your staff person needs you to do this, or I'm gonna be out of the office, so I'm gonna need you to do that. So here you are working 7 days a week, supposed to have comp time and never have it. And you got 20 people that you're managing. All of them from 5 different Spanish-speaking countries, and none of them like it. And they are plotting your demise behind your back. That's right, I'm talking about you. Say the name of the company.
I'm not. Be clear that I'm not.
I'm not gonna say the name of the company because litigation is going on.
I'm not talking about anybody. But what I'm gonna say is this.
Oh, I'll talk about me because you know I'm transparent. I'll tell all my business.
What I'm gonna say is this. Okay, I like my job.
I love mine.
I do like my job because I'm accepting this as a challenge. I'm accepting my job as a challenge. But the one thing that bothers me about my job is I do a lot of work off the clock. Before we came on to the show, I was working. And I'm not on the clock.
And that's the life of a supervisor.
Yes, I do a lot of work off the clock. So what I try to do is hold all my emails and stuff while I'm at work. I try to do that. But I just hired somebody. So I gotta contact this guy and make sure he gets to work tomorrow. It's stuff like that. I gotta contact the guy and tell him where to go. It's a lot of minutia.
Minutia.
Yeah, it's a lot of minutia.
Is minutia like manure? Kinda. It just doesn't stink as bad.
It don't stink. But, and plus, I have a family. I have things I need to do around my home. I like to shower. Stuff. I like to sleep. And I noticed that, I'm sleeping a lot less.
Well, unfortunately, that's the life of a supervisor. And like you, I love my job because, I like the fact that I know that I'm helping people. So anything that I'm talking about, it's not this present job. This present job is the best one I have ever had.
Right.
Now,
I get it.
When we decided we were going to talk about this topic, I remember telling you that I had got fired 4 times in 2 years.
4 times in what?
4 times in 2 years. I was the worst employee ever. I had the worst attitude ever. And the last time that I had got fired, I really had to go into prayer and say, God, it can't be them. It's going to be me. I had
at least you was able to say that to yourself and recognize it.
Yeah, I had to do some introspect. I had to look at me. I had to look at my work ethic. I had to look at what I looked at as being an employee, because I always had my own business on the side, and I was always like, well, I got my own business. Well, I had to sit down and seriously say, well, if your business gives you what your daytime job gives you, then why are you working a daytime job? That's right, Yvonne. Shut up and do that daytime job, because that daytime job is a financer of your dreams.
That's right. And so now you want to get this promotion.
Right.
You got this promotion. You got more responsibility.
Yep.
And you making the same money as you were as an employee. Listen, I've turned down jobs
I haven't
within
had
the
that,
job
but
because of that reason. You ain't gonna give me more responsibility and I'm still making the same money. That sounds crazy.
And you know, the reason why most people are disgruntled and unhappy in their positions because they have a job just over broke. And that's the reason why we try to talk people into having a career or a profession, because you can never get fired. A doctor can't ever get fired. Oh, you can tell him he has to leave that hospital. Do you know that he can get a job 15 minutes later? Because there's always
14 minutes and 36 minutes later, he can get a job.
Because there's hospitals everywhere, because he has a profession.
He get a job.
No, he has a profession, he has a career. He doesn't have something just over broke. You know, we're sitting there begging for minimum wage. You know, gotta have a career, gotta have a profession. Get it any way you can. If you gotta go to college, do it. If you gotta go to trade school, do it. But put yourself in a position that they need you just as much as you'd like them to. But
today's kid, I have a 29-year-old son, I have a 20-year-old son. Today's kid, also with COVID and unemployment, the way it is, today's kid isn't into going to work for a company. Now, to their credit, I do like the mindset of wanting to work for yourself. I do like that mindset. But what they don't realize is when you have nothing else, you have to grind. Sometimes you have to eat a little poo-poo. You have to grind.
Yes.
You have to do something you might not like to do. And because if you do something you might not like to do long enough, that could be the motivator
to get your butt to where you need to go. Because all them doggone jobs was mine.
That's right. Listen, I chased that sanitation truck. Oh my goodness. People look at those sanitation guys, they ain't doing much.
That's right.
You chase that sanitation truck for about 10 miles.
And for ladies, you go to that gynecologist. How you know that gynecologist knows what's going on? You know why? Because I used to be in that lab doing a sessioning, and I was staining those little freaking slides.
Whoa.
I went back to school quick, fast, and hurry.
Wow.
Well, somebody has to do it. Somebody has to do it.
I just, my 20-year-old son,
I don't want it to be me.
He's spoiled. And I got him a job with me, and he hated it. But to his defense, this motivates him to do well in school. He's done the best he's ever done in school.
Well, that's good.
And he works out like a dog because he really wants to make this football thing pop. And I know that I'm making him do things that he don't want to do to keep him motivated to go to his dream. I know I'm doing that.
Well,
I know I'm doing that. And there's a lot of kids out here who, I had a kid tell me, I said, listen, I got a job, I can get you a job tomorrow. He said, I'd rather stay home on unemployment. And understand this unemployment thing's gonna stop in September, people. So all our listeners,
all of y'all was saving that money.
All our listeners, September's what, 3 weeks away?
Yep.
3 weeks away?
Hope you were saving that money. Did we get to number 1 yet or no?
Oh, no, you got number 1. We ain't there yet. We still on number 2. You got the promotion and no raise.
Okay.
You got the promotion and no raise. That is utter foolishness to me. My boss come to me talking about you the assistant manager to so-and-so, but you still gonna make this money? Oh yeah.
That's boss. Okay. I don't need to be an assistant to so.
Yeah. I'm gonna stay right here with this foolishness. I'm gonna be a good employee now. Because I know more than most. Just know this. You ain't putting all this responsibility on me. And guess what? We gotta be responsible
and go to break.
Take our behinds and
we'll come back to number 1.
And we come back to number 1.
Because we were running our mouth. Welcome back to He Said, She Said. I'm Yvonne, the Motivator Man. My show is Determined Women of Destiny and Dear Daughter. And I'm here with Noel Epps from Not Just Sports by Noel Epps. And we have been chatting about how you know it is time for you to go, because your job is getting ready to throw you out the door.
Yep. Number five, we're going through this quickly. Notice signs that your demise is coming. These are the top 5 demises. You can't log into your computer is 5. 4, the IT guy is taking too long to get you into your computer. Number 3, security has took 6, 7 trips by your office. Number 2, you came from lunch a half hour late, walked by your boss, and he ain't said a word to you. And number 1, you done received 1 written warning, 1 verbal warning, and 2 written warnings. Oh yeah, your behind's about to be out this door. Number 4, you ran out of sick days and vacation days, but your behind is still taking days off. Get your resume ready for one of the days you took off. Get your resume in order, okay? Don't you dare put Taquan Jones on top of it, because you know you ain't trying to get no job, okay? Just be clear on that, okay?
Get your resume suit together. Get your interview suit together. You're going to need it. You're going to need it.
Number 3, in the meeting, 25, 30 people in this meeting, they talk about your lack of performance. They ain't naming your name, but I'll be damned if they ain't naming all your accounts in front of everybody. Yes. And number 2, you done got this promotion and no raise. Oh yeah. Time to pack these bags. You got to go. Number 1, what you got?
Number 1, again, it's the meeting. When they're having their motivational morale meeting and they're telling you what you can aspire to be, and they start naming jobs, and one of those jobs is yours and you're still in. You out to die. You're gone. You're finished. It's over.
Say that again.
Don't laugh, because it happened to me.
Say that again.
I want to take a week.
You don't got the motivational beat. They try to build up morale. And they're telling everybody the jobs that are available. And one of them jobs is your job.
You're in a motivational morale meeting. It's usually on a Monday morning. You come in all bright and bushy tail, getting you pumped up, and they say, we love to hire from within.
They even play little songs, who let the dogs out?
And don't ever think that you're not available for a position like such and such. And you're sitting there like, wait a minute, that's my position. How you gonna tell them that they're available for this position?
And they do it in front of you.
And I'm currently in it. And so then everybody listens to what you said and said, oh, so you heard that, right? And you keep your face up like, yeah, I heard the example, but I'm in this position. It was just an example. Yeah. There ain't no example. They already got somebody suited for your job, and you will be booted by the end.
Oh yeah. And then those worse, they don't fire you right away.
Oh no.
They let you train him.
Yes.
Or her. Let him train him or her for your position. And once they get it, you go.
And when you find that out, that's when you train them wrong. You don't give them all. But let's add this caveat: when you know your demise is coming, and you clean your whole office out. So here it is. It's 5 o'clock, and your boss told you they want to speak to you today, and they come into your office, and the only thing sitting there is you.
Yeah, or you do like me. You tear the office up. Yeah, security guy could get me. You done flipped over the desk, kicked over the garbage cans, flipped over the chair, the cubicle a hot mess. Or you gonna leave your signature behind. No. Especially if I hit that lottery. Oh man, I can't tell you how to act when I hit that lottery.
This was the clicker. She came in there. She looked around. She didn't see no more of my daughters. My daughter was little. No more drawings of my daughter. No more of my motivational sayings. When she walked in the door, she went to say, hello, Yvonne. I said, here's your badge. Here's your beeper. That's how long ago it was the beeper. Here's your beeper. Oh, by the way, those 2 batteries are mine. I bought them out of my own money. Here's the receipt. Can I have those 2 batteries left? She said, oh, you're terminated. Not a problem. Deuces, just give me my batteries.
Wow.
She was so
Batteries?
mad. Oh, yeah, I was petty.
I thought I was petty.
No,
Batteries.
she was so mad that my friends that worked there said for a whole month, all she talked about was that situation because for some reason she didn't think I knew, and I guess she thought she was surprising me, and she got hit with the bang, boom, I'm out of here. And because she fired me and I didn't quit, I got unemployment.
Well, hey, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. It's just a game with words. You got to manipulate, your words sometimes.
Yeah.
But this is a classic. You had this morale meeting. Everybody's there. Who let the dogs out? Woo, 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 woo. They got Coca-Cola on ice. And they got pizza all over the place. They got pepperoni pizza, meatball pizza, plain pizza. They even have a little tofu pizza for the vegetarians. Yes, they got. I gotta build the scene for you. Okay.
It's morning. It's morning. It's the croissant.
It's morning time. Okay. It's morning time.
Morning.
So they got bagels. They got bagels with cream cheese and croissants and fruit. Yeah. And here you are, you bouncing around, you happy to be here. You got the little continental breakfast popping. Oh, you got a little napkin because you spilled some poppy seeds on your blouse. And then they ask you all to sit down.
Yes.
Horse man said, sit down. I want to have a conversation with you.
And you do all of the different icebreakers. Yeah.
Yes. In front of all of them. Everybody's in their shirt and tie, they look dressed, everybody looks nice. And then they say, hey, we have opened up some new positions. Some new positions. Let's just take a mechanics, Pep Boys, for example. Let's just take Pep Boys, for example. We have assistant parts manager. Okay, yeah.
Assistant parts manager?
Yeah, assistant parts manager. Yeah. Assistant parts manager. Hold on. I'll be assistant parts manager.
What are you talking about? Who gave that memo?
Hold on. I'll be assistant parts manager. What you mean? You're hired.
That's new code.
Oh man, that's cold-blooded, boy. Oh, that's cold-blooded. That's bad business.
I just put my down payment on my house. What? I'm in contract.
Oh, that's bad business. Oh, that's bad business. Oh man, hey, because you know what comes up here? The whole the whole. You know how music stops, the scratch of the record.
And they always use an example. They'll say, "Well, Susan, you should apply within the company. We want to grow you. So if you want to be sales manager, you can be sales manager." You're like, wait a minute, they have to get me sales manager. And when they fire, guess who they
Oh my God. That is such bad business.
It's Susan. They give Susan the job. Because they were trying to give Susan the job anyway. They wanted you out.
How about the other one where they don't have the position available, but they're hiring you for the position. The position's not available yet. It might happen. It might happen. So here you are getting yourself. Oh, you're going home to your family. I might get a promotion.
Right, I might.
And then they boom. The funds didn't come together, so that department is never going to open.
Right. Or either they phase your department out.
Oh.
And they only phased the department out because they wanted to fire you. So they restructured, they restructured the department.
Oh, that sucks.
You out.
Yeah, that sucks. It's time to quit. It's time to go.
Yeah.
It's time to go. It's bad business. It's bad business all the way around.
Let's not leave the show without giving some tidbits, okay? Listen, it's a job, just over broke. Slap a smile on your face. Do the job. You don't have to go to work to make friends. If you're friendly with people, that's one thing. You already had your friends before you got here.
That's a fact.
Number three is do your job. You ain't got to make friends. Number three, your boss is just that, your boss. You don't confide in your boss. Your boss don't get none of your personal business. That's your boss, period. You give them respect of being your boss and keep your personal private stuff to yourself. And number five, never bring home to work and never bring work home. And you'll have a happy work life until you decide to go to your next position or you decide to retire.
I'm usually very good at number 5 too.
Boy, keeping your business to yourself?
No. When I bang out, I'm done. I'm just now starting to work at home while I'm off the clock. But I'm trying to figure out a way. I'm trying to develop some balance here.
I shut down at 3:30. I start cleaning up, start putting stuff in position. About 4:30, I can look at what I need to do for the next day. I have my list that says things to do. I put the date on top, what I have to do the next day. By 4:58, I got my keys in my hand, my pocketbook on my back. At 5 o'clock, I turn the lights off, I lock the door, and I'm walking towards my car. At 5:01, I'm down New Highway.
You said 4:58.
Yeah. I'm down New Highway.
Oh, you a good employee.
When
I would have said 4:50.
No, when I click up here and I turn that key in my door, my job is done and my life starts. My personal life starts.
I feel you, sister. I feel you. So let's wrap this up. Okay. This was a good topic. I didn't think I was gonna like this topic. I had fun.
I did too, and I had to remember all the times that I got fired, why I got fired. And listen, do not go to work with a chip on your shoulder, because trust me, somebody gonna knock that sucker off. And when they knock that sucker off, how they do it is they fire you. They take your money. If it's a job just over broke, your money, you're paying your bills and you're financing your dream. If it's a career, this is what you said you always wanted to do, so do it. Period.
Fact.
It's 8 hours of your day. You can make it last 20 years or you can make it last 20 minutes. It is up to you. But know that work is work and life is life. And the two of them don't have to come together, except for your work gives you money to live your life. So remember that when you're going into work, you're going to let somebody have it. What did you have planned this weekend? Yeah, your job is paying for that. We were in the show. We hope that you got some really good information and some tips. We hope you had some laughs. We open that. But we got to get out of here. And we thank you for listening to He Said, She Said. Again, I'm Yvonne, the motivated man from Determined Women of Destiny and Dear Daughter. This crazy man that I get to do this with is Noel Epps, from Not Just Sports by Noel Epps. We want you to share this show with as many people as possible. We want you to put your comments in the comments section. We will talk to you. So talk to us. If you have some show topics you'd like for us to discuss, please send us that information. He Said, She Said is powered by Rude Rangers Entertainment. Our creative director is
Rudy.
Jay.
Greedy.
Please don't forget to have a very blessed day and be chill until our next episode. We coming back. You make sure you do too. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings.
Peace.